My attention was brought to these artifacts in an interview with Carlos Donner, and along with these artifacts there was some others which I was led to believe may be around 17,000 years old. Let's just talk about the first one. You see, like, there's two figures or people looking up, and on the plaque below them that they're standing on, you'll see quite obviously 3 dots that make up, if you just join them lines, a perfect triangle. Also, on the large jade cup, you'll see the exact same thing again, the 3 dots, and if you just join the line up, it'd make a triangle. Now, the other important fact about that cup is that it's magnetic only on the inside of the cup and not on the outside. And what you've got is 12 little cups. Yeah, if you was to fill up those cups with water and pour them into the larger cup, it would fill it completely. What I'm really surprised is that no one has actually gone looking for those 3 dots in the constellations, because they would have found them. They are situated very close to Orion, as is depicted on that square plaque. And if you look at the two figures, they're looking up towards the sky, so they're telling us something's important to be looking at up in the sky. I'm going to show you now exactly what it is they were looking at. This is what's called the winter triangle or the summer triangle. It's made up of the 3 stars: Sirius, Betelgeuse and Procyon. It is the only triangle perfectly formed anywhere in the night sky. But there's more to this triangle, as I will explain. The Egyptians tried to bring our attentions to it by building the pyramids in the same constellation as the Orion star constellation. They also, to rebut this fact, aimed the 2 air ducts coming out of the Great Pyramid at those stars exactly. You'll also note that the King's Chamber is slightly offset 90 degrees, whereas the Queen's Chamber, further lower down, is on the 90 degrees, directly central to the pyramid. There's a good reason for this. But just to recap, we have Sirius, Betelgeuse and a triangle, or a pyramid. Look what happens when you lay them over a celestial map. All I've done is join the dots up in the winter triangle so it stands out more, and I've also put where the Queen's Chamber is in the pyramid and the King's Chamber, and you'll see they are lined smack bang up with the galactic equator. In fact, the line runs through the 2 circles on that galactic equator. There is no mistake, they wanted to bring our attention to this exact point in the celestial skies. This is a photocopy of a planisphere in the south. You can see the winter triangle and Orion. If you look at where the arrow is pointing, if you use the triangle as an arrow, you'll see it points exactly to the 1st of July, indicating perfectly the middle of the year, exactly. And as already shown on the celestial map, aligns perfectly with the galactic centre. In this photo you can see the planisphere. All as I've done is rotated it 180 degrees, and you'll find that it lines up with the 1st of January or the beginning of a new year, exactly. And I've got only all these coordinates directly off the winter triangle that the Egyptians was trying to bring our attentions to, and also whoever built those little cups. It was something very important, but what I want to bring your attention to is that this now is aligned with Sagittarius, and also this is the point what the Mayans claim where the dark rift comes from. So maybe there is something here. There was both pyramids, and they're both telling us now the exact same spot in the celestial skies. As I've already explained, this cup was magnetic only on the inside, not on the outside, and it was clearly marked, as you can see, with that triangle on it. So bear that in mind. Magnetic only on the inside of the cup. I'm going to show you another artifact that was magnetic only at the centre of that triangle you're now seeing. You can see a little iron thing being attracted to the centre. Now you have them clearly showing you something, that whatever it is they're telling us is that inside this triangle it is clearly magnetic, and you can see it's almost in a spiral, and I believe that is our galaxy, and that the point that the Egyptians show us with the King and Queen's chamber is the points in the galactic equator where this happens. Here's another photograph, and you can see just that whatever they've painted this with is a luminous in dark light. You know, and they're supposed to not have technology. These things are 17,000 years old. I believe they was trying to tell us something. And I believe that as we pass these 2 points in this triangle, we have a magnetic reversal. And I believe they was trying to warn us of this point in our future. And as we know from the Mayans, we're 27 months out from that time when this is all supposed to happen. Now, I've collaborated Egyptian evidence as well as Mayan to come to this summary. I suggest people start paying attention to this fact, because it's going to take place. And I believe our governments are going to the extremes to keep this quiet, because they want to keep it civilised as long as they can, but in doing that they're not giving everybody a chance of surviving what's coming. Our ancestors weren't as self-centred as this. They went to a lot of trouble to build these monuments so big that they would last the test of time, to give us a warning of what is to come again on these celestial cycles. The effects of the galactic alignment are already apparent. Earthquakes, eruptions of volcanoes, floods and tsunamis, and this is to say the least. There is worse yet to come, and it's going to get worse and worse. And your governments know this. Here's a photograph of the Sun taken by NASA in 2002, and here's one taken in 2009. You can clearly see the difference, I don't need to point it out. Here's a graph from NASA showing the magnetic fields, and you can see what date it's going to drop off at. Do some research. This is taking place, and they're not announcing it. You need to copy this video and post it, because I dare say it'll be ripped off the YouTube, you know, once someone starts to make complaints about it. So rate it and copy it and send it out, because I don't give a shit about the human continuity and contingency plans that the governments are planning. They don't give a shit about us people. You need to get the word out and do it fast.